BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. So let's have a think about what's going on the chart. Even though the chart is pointing to exactly the same as it has this entire time, basically pushing that resistance once again today, that 200 simple moving average on the daily. And again, you know, the rules generally apply, which is the more likely you are to break something, the more times you test it. So we've tested this almost every day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So we've tested the resistance 6 times. We're more likely to break it than be rejected from it. That's just usually the rule. But the charts aren't everything, and this is a good example of why we should always be skeptical about buying and holding like futures, stocks, and forex and commodities throughout the weekend, because the markets aren't open and anything can happen. And something has happened this weekend, and it's likely to cause a bit of volatility, to be fair, or we should expect it even if it doesn't happen. Now, we've already started to see volatility on certain markets. Here's oil. Oil spiked up massively. It's still up now 3%, but there was a much bigger spike than that, obviously. Now, the other things that have been affected, obviously, Dixie is actually going back up. So Dixie's bouncing from this previous low. Again, a sign of possible volatility or lack of confidence in what's going to happen immediately, because we're looking at an unfolding scenario right now. And gold shouldn't really be too much of a surprise. I'm seeing gold spike as well. Now, on a technical basis, gold has spiked, or should I say bounced, from a very decent area, 200 simple moving average on the weekly, so pretty much a great opportunity to have picked it up around there. Captain Hindsight kicks in and looks at that and go, well, yeah, if we're going to find a bounce, we bounce from here. But this move has been pushed up further because of what's going on over in Israel. So, and again, when something like this is happening, minute to minute, things can change. And charts can only give us a certain amount of, certainty is not the word, but statistical likelihood. Like, we can look at a chart like this and say the trend is good, the trend is relatively strong, and the trend should continue, which is actually the case. There's no real major problem with this chart as it stands. Pullbacks can come back down, absolutely. We can come down towards the lowest 27,000. That's fine. But when we're thinking about an evolving scenario, a chaotic one, then this chart can just basically plummet or pump. It can. All of this is possible. And so, look, charts will only give us a certain amount of confidence. And yeah, at the moment, confidence is probably going to fade a little bit this week, starting today. When American markets open, we'll see the bigger picture, or we'll start to see the evolving picture in stocks, commodities, forex, and crypto. And until then, really all we've got is the same analysis, but it's slightly tainted. So take the trend with a pinch of salt if you're in tight futures trades, and expect to be stopped out, and don't be disappointed if you are, because this is the nature of all markets. They're all interconnected, and then when something happens in part of that connection, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And at the moment, one of those links is being tested. And we don't really know the general effect it's going to have on any of the markets outside of what we've already seen with commodities and forex. But normally, any upset in any part of the overall chain of the economic stability, or you're going to see ripples across all markets. And we will probably be seeing ripples taking place this week, I reckon, especially because we don't really know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen in the next half hour. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to be done or said, and all of those things need to be taken on board if entering into a trade. So it's gonna likely be a bit of a problematic, maybe a problematic couple of weeks. That said, if Bitcoin can reclaim 200 simple and the 28,500, it will go on to strengthen its trend and continue to move up to where we've expected it to, which is the lower $30,000 zone. But until we see that, and we are pushing resistance, even though it's more likely to break the resistance than break down from it. Pinch of salt, really. Pinch of salt, because the evolving scenario can, well, it can escalate and it can flood over into anything. And normally when that happens, the safest bets are things like cash and gold. And we've already started to see the move into that already. Right, thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Trade safe. Take it easy.